Hey everybody, and welcome to a striking wild ride with Steve-O, coming at you from a sold-out stop on Steve-O's bucket list tour. And this week we've got the exciting, the brimming with confidence Suga Sean O'Malley, the self-proclaimed unranked champion of the UFC. And I gotta say, I love this kid. I love his confidence, and I love the conversation that we had on our ridiculously luxurious tour bus. This one's great. And like I said, I got a big show tonight, and I'm going to get ready for it right now, which means I can't have this scruff on my face. Nuh-uh. Not when I'm prepared to give myself the best shave I can possibly get with my Harry's razor. I'm telling you, if you're not using these, you're not getting as good a shave as you can. That's my opinion. Plus, it's so reasonably priced, man. I am faithful to this brand for well over a year before I was introduced to them professionally. And if you go to harrys.com/Stevo, you're going to get a great deal for a limited time on a holiday season shave kit, which comes with a weighted ergonomic handle. You're going to have 3 razor cartridges, the travel case, which makes it safe in your toiletry kit, plus foaming shave gel. You're going to get $5 off that order and free shipping. And again, it's the best shave you can get. So go to harrys.com/Stevo to get this amazing deal, and hurry up, because there's a guy in your life who's tough to shop for who's going to really appreciate this shave kit. So get that for him for Christmas. Now, while I get ready for this show, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Suga Sean O'Malley, The Suga Show. Yeah, dude, good to see you, brother.
I feel like we're on a fucking tour. I mean, you're like rock stars. Dude, sitting in this bus. This is fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm. It's $1.7 million podcast we got going on right here.
I think that this tour bus is valued at $1.7 million.
That's fucking crazy.
That's at least what we tell everybody.
Yeah.
Might as well round it up to 2.
Yeah, dude. So, man, congrats on everything, dude.
Thank you.
To be unranked and as big of a star as you are.
Yeah, people fucking hate that I'm unranked. This kid fought. I don't know. You watched Adrian
Yeah, of course.
Yanez?
Yeah. I saw the whole Yanez thing.
I tweet. He had a fight, sweet fight.
And you tweeted March.
And I said March would be sweet to fight him. And then he did an interview after someone in the press conference, whatever, asked him.
I listened to the whole thing.
And he said, I'm trying to fight ranked guys. Why would I call him out? I'm like, dude. I mean, I guess I would call out Peter and Dominic and Pedro, but it's like I don't care if I fight a ranked guy. Like that's not my next. My goal is not to fight.
Let's get to what he really said, and it was very, very attacking.
Hurtful.
It was hurtful.
Yeah.
He said he accused you of trying to dodge ranked opponents.
Yeah, he contradicted himself. He said I was trying to dodge ranked opponents and that I was trying to fight Peter Yan and Dominic Crew, like who ranked guys. He said I was trying to dodge him and I was trying to fight him. So I think when he got asked about the question, he got a little snake. He's like, fuck. Yeah. I don't want to fight that guy. Like he acknowledged I had skills, and then he acknowledged that he wasn't very impressed by my very impressive knockouts over Eddie. Which the knockout's fucking... That knockout's legendary. Yeah. The Thomas Almeida knockout, I dropped him in the first, let him back up just so I could knock him out again in the third. I literally watched that fight over this morning. It's just... I mean...
That was the one where it was the walk-off knockout, but then the ref didn't stop it.
Rightfully so. Like, he didn't stop it. He didn't need to. Thomas Almeida was still alive. He was still, like, looking. I think he was looking, like, where the fuck am I? But he was still, like... There was no... He could have stopped it. He could have probably saved him about... a lot of damage, but it wasn't. I mean, it was the ref's decision, and the ref made his decision. I was fine with it.
Do you know when you hit somebody, it's a knockout? Like, is there a certain like feeling that happens?
Yeah. When I knocked out Eddie Wineland,
that one was that was the highlight of all time.
But do you know right when you're connecting?
Yeah,
he's out?
Yeah. That one was
it's like
clean.
hitting a home run.
Like,
you just feel it right away.
100%. It feels like a home run. Just dropped him, and then but the Thomas Almeida one, you know, I hit him. I head kicked him, which was clean, but he was still standing, and then I hit him with the left hand, and it didn't feel like I dropped him, but it didn't feel like I put his lights out. Eddie Wineland was literally snoring. He was sleeping. I knocked him out.
Right. Yeah, and then the Eddie one, you, I mean, it was just like you could have finished him, but you walked off, and then
Thomas.
yeah, okay, then you finished him in the second round.
Third.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
My last 2 fights have both been third round finishes with like not very much time left on the clock.
Does that bum you out finishing them out in the third, or would you
No.
rather get it done in the first?
It doesn't matter to me. Like I go back and watch all my fights so many times. I bet I watch my fight more than anybody watches their fights. I love it. I love watching myself perform. So if I finish them in the third round, it's like I get to watch more. Like there was a while there where I was knocking people out pretty fast in the first round. So I'd watch the fight and I'd go to watch it again. I'm like, fuck, like it's too quick. Like I already know exactly what happens in each moment. So watching these ones that last a little bit longer, it's like it's more enjoyable to go back and watch. Especially that last fight. If the whole fucking 14 and a half minutes was just a highlight.
Yeah. That was the one on the McGregor card.
Yeah,
with the green hair guy.
Yeah.
And man, that kid took so much abuse, but he was throwing bombs as well. I mean, right? Like
It was a one-way war. Like I didn't really get hit, and I beat the fuck out of him.
Understood.
He was throwing bombs. He was trying to hit me.
He was throwing bombs. I remember because I was there, and of course I'm rooting for you. And I'm thinking, fuck, man, if this kid's throwing fucking bombs, if he catches, he could like. It made me a little nervous. He was throwing such heat, but your movement was there. Like you didn't get.
He didn't hit me too many times. I wasn't really too worried about his skill. The thing that was his biggest skill was his cardio, especially for taking it on short notice. Like it was like 2
and
weeks.
His
Chin and his cardio. I mean that's like a shitty way to like. It's a shitty way to become popular. Like he went from 3,000 to 130,000 followers from literally getting the fuck beat out of him. Like it's not a good way to become popular, but he became popular. He did an interview a week later, and I don't know if this was just brain damage, but he said he trained 8 days a week. I'm like, oh fuck.
What did I do?
What did I do to this poor kid? Nice kid. Tough as fuck, and I'm looking forward to his next fight. Like he's got an audience now from getting beat up, but hopefully he can change that and maybe.
Is he fighting again soon?
He was supposed to fight in October, pulled out due to injury, which I think's good. You know what I mean? He literally just got beat up bad in July, and then like September, October, or August.
Dude.
So when you fought that kid, you walked out to a 6'9" track.
Yeah.
What was that? That's kind of a controversial move.
I tell it. Don't dick. I think his music's good. I like it.
I remember it because I wasn't even sure. I was like, "Is this 6'9"?"
They bleeped out a lot. It's hard to tell what that was. Like, bleep, bleep. He's gonna be there at this next one. UFC 269. 6'9's gonna be there. I went and hung out with him right after the fight. I
saw you caught some shit because you had him tattooing 6'9" on you.
Oh yeah, I did get a lot of shit for that. Yeah, I never growing up. I've never really. I mean, I guess you care what people think. In high school, you're fucking insecure and everything. But it was
dude, I care what people think, man.
I do, but I don't.
Sensitive.
I do, but I don't. It's like a weird, like, especially the more popular I get and the more, for whatever reason, money you get, it's like you can give less fucks. Like,
right.
I mean, I did get a lot of heat from that, but then I still posted another picture with him after, and then like the comments are the same shit. Like, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. But I'm not really doing things just to please people. I'm
sure,
doing
of
just
course,
to enjoy life.
And I have no doubt that 6'9" is an absolute sweetheart. You know, like I'm good buddies with Steve Will Do It, and those two are always hanging out together. And Steve Will Do It says nothing but just the nicest things about him all the time.
Yeah,
I've still never met him, but
well, you'll be at UFC 269, right? You gotta be.
You know what? Like, dude, I'm on tour, man. I'm on this bus going everywhere.
Should have scheduled it in Vegas.
What's the date? 269?
December 11th.
December 11th.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be massive. Steve, Six, the boys are gonna be there. The Nelk boys are coming out. I'm bringing out all the celebrities, and I'm still unranked. I'm still on the pay-per-views. I'll probably never not be on a pay-per-view. It's actually pretty crazy to think Dominic Cruz versus Pedro Munoz, who are two top 10 bantamweights. Dominic Cruz was arguably one of the best bantamweights of all time. Are on my prelims now at this point. I called out Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz could have said yes to fighting me and been on the main event or main card, which doesn't really fucking matter. I'm not getting paid any more money to be on the main card than if I was the first fight of the night. Like, it's not my job to go out there and sell this fight. It's Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier. They're getting pay-per-view points. I don't know if both of them are or just Charles because he's the champ.
Right. I think it's just the champ.
Like, he has to sell a fight. I don't have to sell a fight in this position. So, being on the main card and being on the prelims, I don't really know it. Like, it's similar to the rankings. Like, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. It depends how you look at it, but it's just crazy to think those two bantamweights, top 10, fighting for potentially title shots, are on the prelims.
And they said no. And Dominic Cruz said no to fighting you.
I did call both of them out. I called Dominic Cruz out, and he made it known like he's not going to fight me for whatever reason. Obviously, he's not going to say I don't want to fight him.
Right.
Like, he said it because I'm not ranked or whatever. Like, I don't. It just does. It makes no sense to me how they
I'd
can
like
say
to see
that.
you fight TJ's
TJ's
Or Cody.
yeah. TJ Cody's moving down to 125. He'll be on that same card. It's weird. Yeah, Cody's fighting at 25 now, so it's like I don't even know how realistic fighting him is anymore. TJ's, in my opinion, one of the, like, after that last fight, going into that fight, I'm like, we don't know what TJ we're gonna see. We could see oh shit, that guy was definitely using EPO, or we could see the TJ we saw, which was very, very, very fucking impressive. I thought Corey beat him in damage. I thought he won the fight. But TJ was dealing with, he got his ACL or whatever torn in the first or second round and continued to fight 5-5s. It was very impressive.
Right. Yeah, no, that was definitely steroids was on.
He was fucking
EPO.
shoving needles in his butt. I just can't wrap my head around, like, him actually doing that and thinking, like, he's going to get away with it. Unless he had been doing it. I guess it's very expensive to test for, and the USADA doesn't actually test for it. I think the Athletic Commission tested for it, which was kind of rare. So I think he would probably getting away with it for a while.
Right.
Why are they testing for weed?
Whoa, Scott Randolph with the juicy question. Does the UFC test for weed? Well, it seems to me that sometimes people just don't want certain substances involved in their program. Like, hey, I personally don't want toxic ingredients in my deodorant. That's why I use native deodorant, man. It's only quality ingredients that I can pronounce, which I know what they are, like coconut oil, shea butter. I mean, this stuff is just good quality from good people, and they don't test on any animals. They don't have aluminum. It's all just natural, good quality stuff, and I use it, and it's all I use. I love it. I'm loyal to it. And they've got all these great scents, man, plus special seasonal ones. Like for Christmas, they're doing sugar cookie, mistletoe, candy cane. Hurry up and get it. I'm telling you. Plus, I got a deal for you. You go to Native DO. That's Native DEO.com/Stevo, or just go to nativedeo.com and use the promo code Stevo. You're going to get 20% off your first order, and you've got all great scents to choose from. You're going to figure out very quickly why this is the only deodorant I use, and I feel good about it. I smell great, it works great, and it's going to work great for you too. So go to nativedeo.com/Stevo, or just use the promo code Stevo to enjoy 20% off your first order. Now, let's talk about weed.
Not
They
anymore.
pretty much don't give a fuck about weed anymore.
How often do you stop smoking up to a certain
I'm pretty much
point?
done at this point. I find it a lot easier to get my weight down because I walk around 157. Right now I'm 152 pounds, and a lot of it's just like cutting the weed out at night. I get the fucking munchies like every single time, and I could be fucking 2 days out from weigh-ins and get high and be like, I could just eat. Like, they always fucking get you no matter what. Munchies will get you.
That's so funny that you actually told what your walking weight is now. Most people don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, it's weird. I've never really understood why. Like,
I think I know why. It's because if people admit what they're walking around at, then they're potentially admitting that they're going to be compromised when it comes time to fight.
That's good. I mean, like, that could make sense. I'm actually lighter right now going into these last couple weeks than I've ever been. Just because my last like 4 or 5 weight cuts, there's been times where I'm like, I might fucking die. Like, you're laying in that fucking bath Friday morning trying to get the last 2 pounds off, and it's like scary. It's like fuck, and like everyone. I'm not just saying like bragging about it. Like that's just what fighters deal with. You have to lose those last 2 pounds Friday morning, and everyone's different. Some people be like, "What? No, I don't. I don't do." But I'm a pretty big bantamweight. But right now I'm like 2 pounds less than I usually am. So I'm pretty excited about fight week and going into the weight cut now.
Okay, so what about fucking Aljamain Sterling? Like,
what about him?
It's such a big question.
Like he should change his name to "I'm just here for the comments."
Yeah, he's kind of got a. It's tough because he's one of the best in the world. Like in the bantam, is he the champ?
Yeah,
he's the champ by the DQ.
But he was clearly getting worked.
Okay, then they last just fight for the interim belt. Who?
Yeah, Peter Yan did the illegal knee.
That's right.
And then
he fought again.
It's really weird that Sandhagen got that interim belt.
I didn't think so because I thought he beat TJ. He's like, I mean, if you ask the MMA community, like, do you think he's deserving of it? Every one of them would have said yes. As far as his skill, what he's done in the bantamweight division, I thought it was well deserved. I mean, it was tricky because TJ beat him, but TJ couldn't fight. Aljo pulled out because his neck. It's like, fuck, who's the next guy? Rob Font and Jose Aldo are already fighting. Like, he was the next guy. And it was a really sweet fight, him versus Peter. But Aljo, yeah. Poor Aljo is like, the comments are just fucking roasting him. And I think they're getting to him, obviously, I think.
I mean, it's just gnarly because now he's like trying to like bring on hate. I mean, he was as soon as he started like posing with the belt. It's like,
and what else are you gonna do? You can't fight the comments because they're all true, So might as well
it's just. I mean, it's kind of bumming me out the way that he's like just trying to turn everybody against him is what it looks like.
And it doesn't like. What matters is his next performance. Like he's got to go out there and beat Peter. He's got to. And I mean, looking back at their last fight, it's gonna be a tough task. Peter out wrestled him, outstruck him, out cardioed him, out game planned him. Besides the fucking knee, obviously. But I'm not counting Aljo out of that fight. Aljo was a top bantamweight. His grappling is very high level. His cardio, like it was more of like a game plan. Like you can't come out like a spaz like that against Peter Yan, who's a fucking killer, who's beats Corey the same way, Jose the same way. Like he comes out there, very tight defense, very good defense, and kind of lets you use a lot of energy in the first couple rounds and then picks it up. Like, and Aljo completely fucking used all of his energy in the early rounds and then completely gassed out. So I think it was a game plan error. But I'm not counting him out of that fight. I think, especially he's got to win that fight. He's got to go out there and win that fight.
And shut everybody up.
Or the comments are literally just gonna be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What's that like going into a fight for you? Like the leading up to the fight, have you already thought about your game plan and you're just trying to keep busy until you get in the ring, or are you like, what are you thinking about as you're walking into the ring?
I get into a very like deep meditative state. So we get there an hour before, and I'm constantly just nasal breathing, like playing with different breath holds, like long inhales, long exhales, long exhale holds, and just for like that whole hour, I'm very conscious of my breath, and I feel like I get into a meditative state to where I'm calm, but I'm ready to kill. Like it's like like this guy's trying to kill me, I'm trying to kill him. I think if you ever see any backstage footage of me, I'm sitting there very calm, like just meditating. And then when I hit mitts, I'm conscious of my breath the whole time. So walking out, I'm just feeling my breath, and it helps me get into my breath and out of my head. I'm not overthinking anything. I'm not nervous. You're
not nervous?
No, I haven't been nervous for a fight in a long time.
Dude, I'm nervous watching it.
My
hands are sweaty just hearing you, dude.
I get nervous watching like people that I care about fight. It's
right.
tough.
My girl and I can't. We almost can't take it when Doug Rose fights.
I know. Well, she like makes you fucking nervous because she looks like she's about to have a meltdown. I'm like, oh god, I don't know if she should be in there, but she's the best in the fucking world.
Best.
Like she's
so
trippy,
rad.
huh?
She's so rad, dude.
It's trippy watching her walk out because it's like He's just super emotional. It's like she's like wearing her emotions on the outside,
Right.
which is everyone does their own thing, and it works for her. She's a fucking beast.
And then where's your head at, like, in the fight? Like, are you thinking about
Dude, I'm
moves
not
and doing
even-
it, or is it like instinct and like something happens, you're like, oh, that was cool that I just did. Like, I
feel
didn't even plan
I
that.
can't
you know?
even answer that because I feel like I'm not in the cage. I just completely let go and have like a higher. I just trust that the last 6 weeks, 7, 8 weeks, whatever it was, that the work was put in, and I completely just
Kinda like autopilot
I'm just,
almost.
Flow state.
Flow state,
I just whatever happens, and I just completely let go of all thought. And I mean that's the goal, and I feel like I've been pretty good at that, and I think my performances show that. But yeah, if you're thinking in there, you're a step behind. You got to be flowing and just
Right.
it's a second.
I'd be like Tom Cruise is in the audience. Fuck, dude, Cindy Crawford. Oh my god. You know,
shit like that
like-
happens. Like there's split seconds where there's things like that happen.
or like Tom, like somebody will catch your eye, or no, not even. Like
I feel like that last fight I was just so fucking locked in and dialed in, and thankfully I was, because that kid fucking brought it. I needed every ounce of energy that I used in there to whoop that dude's ass, and it worked. But I remember, I'm trying to think back, like I do remember like seeing someone one time in a fight and thinking like, oh whoa, and then like snap back into it.
whoa.
But
Who
after
was it?
I don't remember, but I do. After my last fight, I went back and rewatched it, and I
Was
saw.
Donald Trump already in the audience when you were
I
fighting?
didn't see Trump, but I seen Bieber, and Bieber in the video, the last like 45 seconds, the crowd went crazy, and I'm dotting this dude up. Bieber and his dad stand up, and like I thought that was the coolest fucking thing ever. That one of the best performers in the world, Justin Bieber, was like standing up in awe of what I was doing, and I was like,
Right.
"Fuck, that was sick!" Like that was
cool.
That was cool.
You brought him to his feet.
Brought him to his feet, and like the whole arena was standing up. That was pretty crazy.
I mean, it's weird. You're a savage gladiator.
Basically.
Like, I mean, people are watching you entertain them by fucking somebody up.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, it's weird. Fighting's such a weird fucking sport. It's like looking at it now that I'm in camp. Like if we were doing this podcast 2 weeks after my fight, like I feel like I'm a different person. Like we'd probably have way different conversations. Obviously, we're talking about the fight now, but like the last 6 weeks I've been in camp, which is like no drinking, sleeping good, eating clean, training hard. Like just like I'm a different person inside of camp and outside of camp.
Do you normally drink quite a bit?
After that last fight, I think out of the 8 weeks, I drank like 6 weekends in a row, which was a lot for me. And I'm like, there was like when I went to Miami with Steven Six, it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We went hard 3 nights in a row, and that was fucking crazy. But I don't even want to go. After my fight, I'm sure we'll drink, go like have the after party. I'm like, I think back, like even last night, I was thinking of some of the shit I was doing when I was drunk, and I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like, what the fuck? I was like acting like that. But in the moment, it's like you're drunk, everyone's acting a fool. But I'm like, I don't even know if I like that about me. Like I was like, but then again, it's just like I was celebrating, having fun, whatever, wherever we're at, doing whatever. But yeah, alcohol's a weird thing.
After you win and like you're walking back, are you like, all right, I'm about to blaze it? Like, what do you like?
That's a good question. Usually, like,
Can't wait for that first bong load.
I don't like smoking and drinking, like mixing. I don't like mixing those two. Because if I smoke, I'm wanting to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And like usually after the fight, it's like, okay, now it's like we got to go out to the club. I have an after party. Got to go see the boys. Got to go. We got to celebrate. If right after the fight, if I smoked, I would literally be in the hotel room, fucking eating, not giving a fuck about anything, like just chilling.
Yeah.
So usually after the fight, it's like, it depends. This one might be different. I know I have an after party that's gonna be, at a club, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to, take some shots. But I'm gonna try. Last time after that last fight was the first time I blacked out.
Oh wow, I feel like
That was terrifying. Like I'm like, fuck, dude. That was dangerous.
we
Yeah.
were texting after your last fight, and there's
Dude,
some.
probably.
I was hitting
That's
up
how I met
He
everybody.
Steve. We'll
he
do
sent
it.
you dick pics, dude.
No shit. I'm like, Steve-O, what do you think?
Dad, that's so funny, man.
That is-
So you said you've been in camp for like.
6 weeks.
Are
I've
you
been
part of a gym that like a bunch of other like MMA legends are part of?
I train at a couple different gyms. I do my sparring at the MMA lab. Benson, that's like Benson Henderson's gym, who's a legend in the sport. Also a bunch of Kyler Phillips trains there. He's in the UFC. Mario Batista, Casey Kenny. Like there's a bunch of guys that are in the UFC And then there's young.
Kyler Phillips is the heavyweight.
No, Kyler Phillips is the kid that fought the kid that I'm about to fight last.
Oh, okay.
And but there's Jared Cannonier, who's like
I love
scary
Cannonier,
motherfucker.
yeah.
There's like that's at the MMA lab, bunch of killers there. And then I train at Tim's gym. I usually just hit mitts with Tim there and do some grappling. And then Augusto Mendez, who's like one of the best grapplers in the world, he has a gym in Tempe. So I go to 3 different gyms, and then my strength and conditioning coach is Brandon Harris in Scottsdale. So I go to like 4 different gyms total. But yeah, I've been in camp for probably like 6 weeks. Like, this is like a longer camp for me because we still have a couple weeks left.
And your main coach is your podcast co-host?
Yep, Tim's like my you could call him my head coach. He's like my striking coach, and
He so doesn't look like a fighting personality.
Tim, yeah,
I had no idea he was your coach when I was on your podcast.
a lot of people say that. That's funny. Yeah, we're like really good friends, and he basically the head coach. I feel like for me, it's like I run my camps. Like I do my schedule. I know, like, no one has to hold me accountable. Like, hey, did you do your sprints today? Hey, are you eating good? Hey, are you sleeping? Like, no one has to hold me accountable in that sense, to where I'm like, I run my own camps, and then like I tell Tim, like, hey, we're hitting mitts at this time. Like, so I kind of run my own camps.
How do you find out you're a good fighter? Is it from like getting in fights in high school, and you're just
such
like
a good question.
That is a good question.
Scott's on fire. Scott Randolph really is on fire, folks, and so am I, man. I am just about ready to take the stage at this sold-out show on Steve-O's Bucket List Tour. And before I get on stage, I like to make sure that I have cleaned my pipes by taking a full dump. And no full dump is complete without washing your butthole properly. And you know how I like to do that? With my bidet from Hello Tushy. You've probably heard me say it, that HelloTushy.com is my absolute favorite sponsor of the Wild Ride podcast. And it's because it's changed my life. It's made pooping my favorite part of the day. And they just came out with the Tushy Ace, which is a whole toilet seat that you can mount onto your toilet. Get rid of the old crappy toilet seat and put on the Tushy Ace. And it has a remote control. So before you sit down to take your dump, you push a button and you've got that toilet seat at the temperature that you've chosen. Then when you get done taking your sloppy dump, you push another button and boom, you got this refreshing stream of water blasting your asshole, just power cleaning it nice and fresh and clean. And when you get done doing that, push another button and out comes the blow dryer to blow dry your butthole nice and dry. Oh man, best experience ever. And you can get 10% off if you go to hellotushy.com/Steve-O. Telling you, it is my favorite thing I have ever promoted on this podcast, and it's going to be the favorite gift of anybody you buy it for. You go to hellotushy.com/Steve-O for 10% off your order, and to be among the very first people to experience the Tushy Ace. It's going to change the way you think about your butthole. It's going to make your life way better. So jump on that, and let's talk about fighting.
So I was just an athlete growing up. Played soccer, basketball, football, baseball, like all season, like every season.
And that's in Montana?
Yep, in Montana. So it's like I'm going against fucking scrubs. So I thought I'm just like this elite athlete, but really it's like I'm playing against fucking dildos. Yeah. So when I was 16 years old, my buddy asked me, I want to go check out this fighting gym, and I go and it's basically kickbox sparring, like throwing gloves, and I'm hitting mitts and sparring like a couple classes in. And I was doing really good. I'm like, oh shit. And I was doing good because I was an athlete. And it's like I didn't have great boxing skills. I wasn't throwing like proper jabs and 1-2s. I was just an athlete and like confident for whatever reason. And I just kind of was naturally good at it. And I was beating up people in Montana. So I didn't realize there was levels to
at the gym.
At the gym, yeah. I never really got in street fights. Didn't really like confrontation, to be honest. I was just super insecure. That's why I started fighting, was pick up chicks. Right, right. That makes sense. In high school, insecure, like fuck.
Probably do everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I just found out I was good just by beating people up. Basically, had 4 kickboxing fights when I was 16 years old, and fucking was like knocking people out around Montana. So I was like, damn.
What was the first fight where you realized, like, oh, this guy's actually like really good?
like an actual skilled fight, I don't know. It's a good question. I've had like 35 fights in my life, so I've had a lot of fights. I'd say it probably took a while till I actually fought someone with true skill. I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually pretty good. A lot of the people I knocked out early in the first round too, so I didn't know if they were like I just caught for whatever reason. I had just such good timing. It's not like I hit hard. It's not like I'm like fucking.
But you get him like right here. That's
There's a couple sweet spots right on that jaw, like behind the ear's a good spot. There's a couple sweet spots, but it's not like I hit hard. Like Derek Lewis probably hits hard. Mine's more like speed and timing. He's like shutting the lights out. So there's a lot of guys that I fought that were probably pretty good that I dropped in the first round and the fight got called. I don't know when the first time I was like, damn, this guy's good.
Yeah.
When big, crazy, like iconic Snoop Dogg is screaming your name. Was that when you were on the Contender Series?
Yeah, Snoop will never call me Suga Sean. It's always Suga Shane. Every time, like he was on Rogan podcast, Suga Shane. I've heard him say it probably about 3 or 4 other times, which is funny. And it's like, who am I to correct fucking Snoop?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was legendary.
And so then, if anybody doesn't know, you're fighting, and it's just this incredible performance, and Snoop's Sean O'Malley!
Yeah.
Like,
O'Malley. Yelled O'Malley
Yeah,
probably 8
O'Malley!
times.
O'Malley! And Snoop's freaking out over the Sugar Show. And so then you got the fight with Cheeto Vera coming up, and you post Snoop screaming O'Malley, and you caption it, "This is Cheeto's girlfriend."
Yeah, that was
Or
kind of fucked up.
Cheeto's wife, like screaming his name. I remember thinking that was unnecessary.
That was definitely unnecessary.
But then again,
I guess
that's part of the deal.
It could be, you could look at it how you want. It could be like an entertainment aspect, like, oh shit, he crossed the line, which, people get more invested in the fight. Or you can look at it like, damn, Sean's a fucking asshole and that was too far, which, it might have been too far. I actually forgot about that until you just brought it up. I do remember doing that now, but yeah.
I mean, it's far less controversial than the outcome of that fight. If we're honest. So, and you to this day maintain that you're undefeated.
Yeah.
And that's what's the philosophy in that?
So you go out there and 2 guys get in a fist fight and it lasts 15 minutes and it's like not controversial. It's like that dude won. It's like that's a win. Or you go out there and I knock someone out clean, like Eddie Wineland. It's not like I don't know. That was or the last fight, Chris Montini, I beat his ass. Like those are clearly like the better man won. That fight was just like how many times I've been kicked in the leg from that fight even till now, probably 100 times I got kicked. Like every time I fought someone after that fight, it's like kick him in the leg, kick him in the leg, kick him in the leg. Like my leg's just gonna go numb. His big toe hit like the nerve behind my knee, and my foot went completely numb. And I was dragging my foot across the octagon, and I blitzed in on him like through a combo, which I shouldn't have done because my foot wasn't fucking working. But I blitzed in, was still dotting his ass up. And I fell to my back because my foot was completely numb. He got on top, threw an elbow, ref stopped the fight. I just didn't feel like.
Okay, and I'm with all that. I don't. I'm not hating on the philosophy, but I think that if you're gonna take that position, that we should see a Cheeto rematch.
I agree. Yeah, no, totally agree. I think he just came out and said that. Fighting me's backwards or something. It's just so weird to me. These guys is like,
he's saying to step backwards for him to go back and fight you again.
Yeah, when I'm clearly one of the biggest stars in the UFC, like for him to say that, or even Adrian Yanez to say that he wants more money to fight me, it's like I am the more money, like not actually more money, but you beat me, you get like Cheeto's popular because he beat me. Like Chris Montini is popular because I beat his ass. Like you don't just get more money to fight me. That is your more money, is fighting me. It's your opportunity. So for Cheeto to say that it's a step backwards makes absolutely no sense.
What'd you think of Cheeto and Frankie Edgar?
Frankie was a minute away from winning that fight. I didn't think it was like a dominant win. Like it was. I think it's in New York. It's Frankie Edgar. I think Frankie gets that win. A minute left in that fight. It wasn't like an impressive performance, but Cheeto, he did what he needed to do. I mean, he landed the kick. The kick
was
toe
beautiful.
Got him again.
Dude, that fucking kick was beautiful. And did you see that still image?
Ooh, they have his face.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's still image?
It's a still image of Frankie Edgar's face as Cheeto's front kick connected, and it looks like
Just
a bad caricature.
It does. It's fucking like those pictures like that look fake. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's the most striking image from UFC I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
A lot of people like if you ask Cheeto if he likes me or not, he hates me. He like doesn't like me at all. He like it's very personal for him. I don't feel like anyone's like personal. Like I don't know. I see it just as an entertainment business.
Sure.
But it's funny like yeah, it's funny to me that he gets so emotional when people bring me up. Like he hates me. He really doesn't like me. But I feel like a lot of that's like he knows deep down he did it. It's not like
It's probably why.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that if I understand Cheeto, and I like Cheeto, I like him a lot. He's got like what he describes as the immigrant mentality. You know, this like just this fierce fire and passion and like, and so I take it that he's got that level of emotion just around everything, you know, and like when I see him, you know, like sometimes it strikes me that like he lacks sportsmanship, you know, like in the way he goes on like after a fight, and,
Yeah.
and I want to be like, dude, like,
Yeah.
don't do that. And he's like, I can't help it. I'm fucking, it's Ecuador, dude. Like I'm the immigrant mentality, you
Ecuador.
know, like,
Yeah.
and so I like that. I like that, and I just think that he takes everything personally.
Yeah,
and I think
definitely
that
does.
that's probably not good for some people, and it's just so crazy how different everybody is.
totally.
You know, like some people have a kid, they become a dad, and then that just makes them the best fighter. And then other people become a dad, and
Yeah. I mean, my baby just turned 1. It's been definitely been crazy. Like it's changes you for sure.
dude,
It's wild.
it's intense. And then some people are like fucking terrified before they get in the octagon, huh?
Dude, everyone's so different. Like Rose seems terrified. Like Carlos Esparza is like basically crying before she gets to the fight.
Right.
Like and then there's some guys that are just calm. Some guys are fired up, like pumped, jacked. Like you can see it. Some guys,
I've heard
everyone's
crazy
different.
stories about Cowboy.
Cowboy.
before a fight.
I mean, even I think Nate Diaz pukes before the fight in the back.
Really?
Cowboy said he's fucking terrified, which I thought was the dumbest thing ever to say. Fight week against Conor McGregor. Cowboy comes out and he's like, "Yeah, I'm terrified walking out there." Like, you don't say that when you're about to fight Conor. Like, now Conor's standing across the cage from you, knowing you're fucking terrified. Like, that probably wasn't the best thing to say. Cowboy's a fucking legend, dude. I
Dude,
love Cowboy.
love Cowboy.
I do too. So I don't want to. It's actually sound like I'm talking shit, but yeah, I mean, everyone's just fucking different.
Yeah, dude.
It's like me going up on stage. I'm terrified every time I go up on stage.
Yeah, make
dude.
him open for me.
No way.
I hate public speaking.
Dude,
So-
I would be. That's one thing I would be fucking terrified of doing.
Dude, what are you up to tonight?
I know. I was talking to him too, and I was telling him like my schedules, like my bedtimes. Like I'm in bed at 8:30, like
Oh,
up
man.
at 7. I know I would love to go. I missed the Jack Harlow concert recently too because he was in town and asked me. I'm like, fuck, I can't.
Dude, I get
can't
it,
do
man.
it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I would have loved to come out though. You got a show tonight?
I did.
Fuck.
I got a
2 of
couple.
them.
Phoenix,
God
too.
damn.
Yeah.
When do you decide when you're gonna dye your hair for the fight?
My girl does my hair. She loves doing my hair. She does hair for a living, so she's always kind of like playing with different hairs.
So whatever you want, go ahead.
Pretty much. I'm like, whatever you think's gonna look sweet. Like, I think we're gonna do like this color with a pink.
I like
with
that color.
Yeah,
Dude,
thank
the
you.
rainbow was fire.
Rainbow
dude.
that was the first one. That was like 6ix9ine inspired too. Like that was
Right,
that was
right.
the first time I did it, and that was I asked Six when the first time he saw me was, and he said that fight. Someone's like, hey, this kid's got the same hair. And that was the first time he had saw me fight, and then knocked out Eddie, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the hair is fucking fun to play around with. It's just like, well, you got to be different in this sport.
I mean, you've done such a good job of having like a name and a brand and like being this celebrity within the sport. Was that at all intentional, or are you just kind of like
I
that
think it
kind
was
of guy?
super
Very intentional. I
Yeah,
think,
like-
but I wanted to be. Dude, when I was young in Montana, like I wanted to be in the NFL. Like when I was delusional and I didn't understand I wasn't gonna be 6'4". Like I wanted to be in the NFL, and then I'm like, okay, that's not gonna happen. I want to be famous. How am I gonna do that? I don't fucking know. I don't have any like crazy skills. And then I found fighting, and I was like, oh, maybe I can just put on performances that way, and it kind of like built like that. And then seeing Connor blow up like 2 or 3 years before I went pro. I'm like, oh shit, like I kind of had that vision for myself. Like I wanted to transcend the sport and like be that guy. And then Connor did it before me, so now I know what to not do because Connor's kind of going crazy a little bit. So it's like kind of like
Connor's
drugs.
making it really difficult to like him.
I know. I'll always look at Connor as Connor knocked out Aldo in 13 seconds, beat Eddie Alvarez, like just
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's who knows where his head's at.
And then leg kicks changed the game.
Yeah, I mean that one. It was weird because before that, watching the embeddeds, watching his like the videos he was putting out before that fight, I remember seeing him like do his sessions and then go sit in his chair and then put his ankle in the ice bath, and I was like, damn, I wonder if he's dealing with ankle, shin, some kind of injury. And he sure as shit he said it was already fucked up. But dude, that's what happens. Sparring is where you get your injuries, dude. Like. It's just part of the sport. You want a lot. Some people, I have to spar. In camp I spar. Out of camp I don't. In camp I got to spar. Make sure I'm. That's where you can get your confidence from. Where you know your cardio's at. Where you can trust the work that's been put in is paying off. But also comes with injuries. Like he injured that in sparring, and then it's part of the it happened. What happened in the fight?
Did dudes at bars ever try to like ask you to knock them out or?
I don't really, not on the bars, but I stream on Twitch like every single day, and I pretty much have someone say that every fucking day. Dude, knock me out. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't like hurting people. Like I don't want to knock someone out unless it's for fat money.
That's interesting, man. Is the Twitch a video game deal?
Yeah, I play. I mean, I've been playing video games my entire life, and I started streaming like 4 years ago, and it's like one of my favorite fucking things. It's like one of the things I look forward to pretty much like most in the day is getting on with the boys. Put the headset on, and you got your squad, and you're fucking in this virtual reality for 2 hours. It feels like 30 minutes, and you're just gaming.
And that's a meaningful revenue stream too.
Yeah, yeah. You could definitely make a living off it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I remember when I was on your podcast, I told you about what Danny Trejo had said to us about fighting. Where he said, fight like the fighting gods are extremely jealous. Like they're if you give your attention to anything but fighting, then they'll punish you for that and they'll take everything away. And I thought that was pretty interesting because we've seen so many people turn their attention, like Ronda Rousey famously. She's as soon as she's talking about I'm going to be an actor, like
T Wood.
T Wood
Well,
with
listen
the
to this
rapping.
stat. I heard Max Holloway streamed like 100 hours. He streams too. He games. Does the same shit I do. 100 hours in his fight camp, which is probably twice as much, if not more, than how much I stream. And then he goes out there and does what he does. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys are definitely.
And I remember thinking like you almost seem to be striving to divert your attention to other things, to accomplish celebrity and all this stuff, but it seems to be going really well for you.
Yeah, in camp I'm dialed in. I'm locked in. Like I'm not doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Like
Are you doing podcasts while you're
once
in
a
camp?
week? Yeah. Well, I do two. One on Sunday and one on like Wednesday. It's like they're an hour. It's like this. Like this isn't crazy.
Right.
Like I'm just
For
fucking
sure.
talking. It's but yeah, that, and then I stream like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I stream less in camp. Basically just train, recover. That's basically all camp life is. And it gets fucking boring. Like if the kids say they want to be fighters and stuff, it's like you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna be sore for every day, Monday, Tuesday, like maybe not Sunday. I might not be sore, probably though. And I'm not gonna do much. Like I'm gonna be at home chilling, and I'm gonna be sore like that's fighter life 100% for fight camp.
Yeah.
You said you had 3 fights left in your contract.
Yep.
How do you see those playing out?
Obviously fighting in December, Paiva. I would love to fight Yanez February, March, and then I have one more fight on the contract, April, May, probably June, July.
Cody Garbrandt.
Could be. He's
Well,
going
I mean, he's in
25.
another
But
division
we'll
now.
see how this fight plays out with Kai Kara France. He's got to win this fight. He'll be like 1-37 if he loses this fight. He's got to win this fucking fight. Like he has to win this fight.
Kai Kara France hasn't been winning everything.
I'm not sure about. I know of the name Kai Kara France, but I'm not
He's
sure.
a New
Like
Zealand cat from from Adesanya's
Izzy's,
camp.
yeah. I couldn't tell you who he fought ever. Like I know his name. I just don't know who he's fought. I don't know if he has a winning record in the UFC. I don't know anything about him. But Cody's got to win this fight. He's got to. Like he could lose.
It's really
but-
cool, man. Like I bring up Aljo, I bring up Cody, and you're just evidently supportive of these competitors.
Yeah, and I think like with the Cody thing, it's like if he I would like to fight Cody someday. I think it would be a massive fight. Like I'm in the business. I want to put on massive fights. Me and Cody, if he wins and keeps winning, like we could be a pay-per-view. Me and Peter Yan could be a massive pay-per-view. Me and Corey, like there's all these guys could be massive pay-per-views if we all just keep winning. So yeah, I want Cody to go out there and win. He's got a name already. It's like me and Kai Kara France in the pay-per-view. Like me and Cody could be a massive pay-per-view. So it's like these guys, I want to see them win so I can fight them and it makes sense, you know?
I like that, dude.
And like I said, I don't take anything personally. Me and Cody have had beef on Twitter and stuff, and it's like it's entertainment beef. It's also like he probably takes it personal too, maybe like Cheeto, or maybe they don't. Maybe they see it like me and they're like it's entertainment. Like, but he's gonna be at the hotel, same as me fight week. So it's like you see if it's personal to them. Like
Interesting elevator rides.
yeah,
He's like,
UFC does a good job putting because they bought the whole fucking hotel. They bought a hotel for Vegas, so they do a good job putting people like not next to each other.
Right.
Smart.
Yeah,
And who's Cody fighting?
Kai Kara France.
Oh, that okay, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
At 125. So it's his debut at 25. Yeah.
Wait,
We just
125.
established that we don't know.
Exactly. It's what's that? Why 25?
No, yeah. Why wouldn't you fight up? Like, why would you want to deal with the weight cut?
Because
Well,
he's
yeah,
not
especially
very
if you-
big. He probably walks around, I think he's 150, 148, 149, which is like, if you walk around that weight, you could make 125.
But why wouldn't you? Why would you want to go through a weight cut?
I
Why
mean,
wouldn't
dude,
you want to just
especially,
eat
like,
and chill?
Cody's chin is an issue. You you
it-
can't get knocked out like that. And then if you look at when TJ came down to flyweight, like fucking, he did not bring his chin with him down a division.
I think Cody's chin, I don't think it's too. I think like the shots that he ate from TJ both times, TJ was cheating. He's on EPO, allegedly, or I don't know. Like
Right.
in those fights, he
Yeah.
didn't get caught. Which is a huge advantage. It's like hard to judge his chin off that. Pedro Munoz hits hard, knocked him out too. But then he just fought Rob Font. 5-minute rounds, ate some clean shots, didn't get knocked out, got his ass kicked. Rob Font, who's a fucking stud, who's kind of under the radar, not like a super popular fighter, but a fucking stud. Boxing, super slick
No,
boxing.
Font's the man.
Beat Cody's ass. I rewatched that fight the other day, and he's got a chin. He fucking ate some big shots. So yeah, I don't think going down to 25 is gonna be good for his chin though. When you cut weight like
Right.
that, you lose brain fluid, and brain fluid takes the longest to hydrate from. And we get about 20, 30 hours or whatever it is to rehydrate. Which who knows if that's really enough time to get that brain fluid
Yeah.
back, especially for Cody. But I don't know if Kai Kara France is like a knockout guy. But still, in those little gloves, it only takes fucking one little shot.
Dude, the UFC when the Venom contract began, they sent me this official UFC fight kit, and when I felt those fucking gloves, I was like, wait, what?
The little rock
They're
gloves.
so hard.
Dude, yeah, they're not to protect people's chins. They're protect your knuckles. Like they're not.
Dude,
those
I was
fucking things
like,
are
I'd like it.
casts.
I mean, so is it safer going into bare knuckle fighting?
Do you probably get cut more in bare knuckle fighting just from sliding?
But
off?
you don't hit as hard because you don't want to break your knuckles, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't fucking do bare knuckle
You
no
never
matter
do bare
what. I
knuckle?
never would. I think it's fucking. I don't know. They said that. I don't remember who was telling me. They said the wraps though. They wrap their hands still, and it's like a fucking cast. But I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Fuck that.
I mean, because everybody who bare knuckle fights, it's like Mike Perry is gonna walk out of there with a smashed face. Both parties.
He's gonna walk in there with a smashed face. I like Mike Perry.
He's very
Yeah.
likable.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he is.
Mike Perry, dude, that when he won with his fucking girl as his cornerman, that was the best.
Well, I think he walked out to Halo by Beyonce, but he asked for Halo the theme song, and he just came out like singing it. I think I seen that somewhere online.
Dude,
Do you know what song you're gonna walk out to for the next fight?
6ix9ine's gonna be there. Steve will do is gonna be there. I think I don't know if Six gonna have some unreleased music I can walk out to or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably
cool.
some Six.
That's fun.
yeah,
it'll
dude,
be
I'm
sweet.
backing it.
So I gotta ask, I'm a super casual UFC fan.
Uh-huh.
Like I know who you
Me too.
are, you know, but like this,
Would you say me too?
I'm a casual UFC fan.
but the fact that you're unranked is hard for me to wrap my head around. Like at what point do you become ranked? How does that even work?
Yeah, I mean, I guess beating ranked opponents, you become ranked.
I
Fighting.
mean, dude, if we're honest, the ranking system's kind of fucking bullshit because how often do you see somebody who's higher ranked than their opponent, yet the odds are like a landslide for the less ranked person?
The guy I'm fighting when I announced the fight, he was ranked number 15. That's the rankings go from 1 to 15, like
Okay.
in the UFC. So he was ranked number 15. 2 weeks later, he's out of the rankings. So it's like, if I win this fight, do I get ranked 15 or do I just stay unranked? But I've never cared about rankings. I just really don't. Adrian Yanez isn't ranked. I want to fight him next. So it's like, the rankings are, I don't really even know who makes the rankings. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like someone at the UFC or if it's someone at a commission or like, it just really never made sense to me. I remember when, I mean, it's Jose Aldo. He respectfully can be ranked in the bantamweight division. He moved down to the bantamweight, lost a fight, and he was ranked like 6. I'm like,
I mean, dude, what Piotr Jan did to Aldo was really
Fuck.
disturbing.
Peter Yan he's pound for pound. I think he's right behind Kamaru right now. I think he's up there like one of the best in the world.
Damn. So there's not like a mathematical equation of you won the X fights against this person, so now
Not
you're
really.
ranked. Someone's just
I
kind of
think,
making that decision.
I think that popularity has a big role in it.
But does
Which
it?
one-
I mean,
which
it
one-
sounds
yeah.
very popular.
Yeah.
I think it depends. You got to beat like I said, this kid isn't ranked. So if I beat him, will they put me at 15? They could. Like they very well could put me at rank number 15 if I go out there and beat him, or not. Like I said though, like don't matter. Like
Yeah, I mean, you're rocking the merch. It's like
Yeah, can we
if
see-
you get
can we
ranked,
see
you
that
gotta
merch,
get new
dude?
merch.
Yeah, I got unranked. This is my 15th. This is about to be my 15th dub, and then on the back says champ, unranked champ. I feel like I'm the unranked. I'm a champ in my division. Everyone, if all of the bantamweights were fighting on one night, and you said you have to watch one, they're all fighting at the same time. I guarantee I'll have more than anybody. I guarantee that people are watching my fight more than anyone else's, and that's kind of what the unranked champ means
Yeah,
to me.
you're a pay-per-view draw for sure.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't get pay-per-view points. It's tough, but it's fine. Like that Connor Dustin Poirier fight, Connor should have slid me over like a little percentage. I sell pay-per-views. I guarantee there's people that buy the pay-per-views just to watch me that don't really know Charles Oliveira or Dustin Poirier.
Yeah,
Dustin Poirier's a fucking star. I can't say
Yeah,
that,
Dustin's
but
the
Dustin's the
man,
man.
dude.
Dustin's respectfully. It's weird that Charles is the champ and Dustin's not right now, but
Right.
Charles is a motherfucker. He's one of my favorites to watch. Charles versus Dustin. That fight's gonna be so fucking sweet, dude. I'm so excited I get to watch that.
Yeah.
That fight's
for
gonna be
sure.
exciting.
So wait, so you're gonna be? Oh, well, you'll have already fought. So yeah.
I'll fight, and it sucks right now that we have to. So I fight, and then I go do probably an hour. I have to stay there for an hour doing interviews, medical,
Right.
doing a bunch of stuff, and then we have to drive to the hotel. So I'll get there like right around the co-main main.
Do you pay attention to the odds on your fights?
I not really. Like, so people tell me, hey, you're this favorite, minus whatever. I still, like, you could tell, I've been told minus plus whatever means this and that, and I still just fucking don't know. I don't know what they mean. But yeah, no, I don't really pay attention to it. Do you know what I am this fight? Like,
I don't.
I don't either. Do you bet on fights?
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I did one of these MyBookie promotions, and for that, like, I felt like I owed the integrity
right.
for my integrity's sake.
Yeah.
I kind of needed to use the product.
Right.
Yeah,
And you won, right?
When you
You
did the
bet against
MyBookie,
I bet against Connor on,
With
on Dustin.
Oh shit.
I parlayed all
oh, that's
four,
right. I saw that.
Yeah, I parlayed all 4 fights. I had you to win, and then I won like $1,500 that.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. Like I have a tough time gambling for whatever reason. Like
Yeah, dude, I'm
it's
not
just like
into it.
fuck. I don't want to lose $20.
Right.
when I game though, every single game when I'll play Call of Duty, I'll play for 2 hours. I'll play probably 10 games. Every game we put like $5 on the line though, and it makes it so much more fun. And I don't mind losing $5 here and there actually. Like, but for gambling on
20.
sports is hard. Yeah, not 20. No, gambling on sports is hard because I have no control of it. Gaming, it's like okay, if I can play good, I know I
Right,
can.
right.
So how does the Twitch stream rank against the podcast for how much money you're bringing in?
That's a good question. I would say Twitch stream probably makes depends. You know, some pods you get sponsors.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're just running just straight just because we're doing a podcast for the
Right.
people. Like we're getting a couple $100 ad revenue from YouTube. Nothing crazy. So depends if you get a sponsors that week, that month. But I think even if we do, I'll probably make more money on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, Twitch is
And then
fucking sweet.
and you said merch is going pretty sweet.
Yeah,
for
merch
you.
has been fucking something I've always been interested in. Like even my earlier fights when I was an amateur in Helena, we were doing like just shitty merch, but I was still selling merch, so still like pushing it hard, like selling it to at the fights. So merch has been something I've been kind of like passionate about since the beginning of fighting, and now it's like I have a big company actually helping me, and it's like merch is doing really good. The new stuff drops Friday. When does this come out? What's today?
This
Tuesday?
will come out a week from Thursday.
Fuck yeah. So merch will be out by then.
Where can they get it?
Yeah.
Thank you for asking. Sugashop.co or sugashow.co. I think either one. I think they're both linked to it.
That's cool. And you
Yeah.
said you're from Montana, and Steve, we got shows coming up in Montana.
Yeah, we
Bozeman?
do.
I know you
I
said
got
Bozeman,
Bozeman.
right?
I got
You been
Bozeman
there
coming
before?
up. I got Great Falls coming up.
Oh,
I got
Great Falls.
Missoula coming up.
Great Falls. Great Falls. That's where Tim's from.
Oh, cool, man.
go.
My buddy Ryan Simonetti is from Great Falls.
That'll be cool. Montana trip will be fun. It's different. It's fucking different.
I've
but-
been out there.
Yeah, I've only
Yeah.
driven through it, but I was like staring out the window. It's
I've been
beautiful.
out there,
beautiful,
and I had a good time. And so what about like sponsors just in general? Are you on the Monster Squad?
Yep, Monster Squad. My day one like sponsor from I think Contender Series through my entire UFC career has been Sanibel. The guy that owns Sanibel, Emron, who's pretty much like my biggest like mentor, someone I talk to pretty much every day. Like he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. It's rare in the sport where you can meet someone that truly wants what's best for you and doesn't really ask for anything in return. It's like very, very fucking rare. So Monster, Sanibel, King Palm, Dr. Dabber, those four right now are like my biggest sponsors that have been with me for a while. Monster I just recently signed with, but they're already hooking me up and helping. They're gonna completely mat out my entire gym and pimp it out.
Sweet.
Nice, man. So all of that put together, is it safe to say that you get more money from sponsors than from actual UFC fights?
I would say this year I'll probably make more money from sponsors, just from outside the UFC. I've made a good amount of money in the UFC, which has in turn allowed me to be able to make a lot of money from sponsors because that's where I became popular. That's how I get views
Right.
is from the UFC. So I can't hate on UFC payers in a sense, like because they gave me the
Sure.
opportunity to get sponsors.
I remember when I had started with Jackass on MTV. Like the first season of Jackass, I made a total of $1,500.
What?
Like, after taxes. And
After taxes.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Fucking let them not pay me because they're gonna make me into a monster.
And they did.
then I'm gonna break
and they
out in the
fucking
lab.
did. Yeah, 100%. It's all a perspective thing. Like you can get some guys, and like I've really kind of had to learn about that perspective because I was kind of upset about my pay too. I feel like I'm a star and I should make more or whatever. But then I'm like, fuck, I got to look at it this way too. Like I'm the reason I am making more outside the UFC is because I'm in the UFC.
Right.
Still like. It's whatever. I don't want to talk bad about the UFC. They've helped. Like I would not. Like my whole.
It's
I owe
generally
UFC.
not a good idea.
It's
to
not a
talk
good
bad.
idea. But I also owe the UFC everything because
For
they
sure.
fucking have given me the platform and the opportunity to perform. Because at the end of the day, I just love performing in front of fucking crowds, and I don't know what I could perform. I can't go and fucking make people laugh. But I
Did
can
you fight
fight.
during the pandemic with no
Yes,
crowds?
3 times. Yeah, I fought in the Apex 3 times. I fought Eddie.
Oh yeah, of course.
Cheeto and then Thomas Almeida. Yeah,
And you obviously like fighting with crowds better.
I'd prefer it. Yeah, for sure. Not
Does it affect the performance of like when it's quiet versus noise?
not me. Some people it might, and I'm just in a different fucking zone in there. But I prefer the crowd.
You like how I did this? Like
That
I
was
have
nice.
any fucking idea what I'm doing?
I thought you
He's
were a
a white
trainer
belt.
or something.
Yeah.
There's that.
I'm like,
There's a strong argument for being able to hear your coaches without the crowds.
Yeah, for the most part, like I'm definitely listening to sit here like that's like Tim knows my style more than anybody like besides me, so he's like having eyeballs on the outside of the cage, so I'm definitely kind of listening to if he sees something that I don't see, I'm definitely listening for it, but for the most part I'm fucking in control and just like setting things up, doing my own thing. But there's definitely been times where I've heard Tim say something and like here boom 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 and then I do it and it fucking lands and it's been, you know, powerful. But it's
Man, I feel like this fight you have coming up, Pivo, I feel like he had some crazy fight of the night. Like
last fight against Kyler, my buddy.
Yeah, Jesus, Pivo. Yeah, I remember.
Cream Piva is what they're calling him.
What are they calling?
Cream Piva.
Cream Piva.
I don't know what that means.
Cream pie.
Cream pie. He's fighting Cum Shop Macabeg.
Cream pie. No, yeah, it's crazy for me and to be in this situation because I'm a popular fighter, I'm very well known. So then I go fight a guy named Paiva who no one fucking knows. He just had and he's good as fuck.
Dude, I saw that fucking dude. He had a fucking incredible war.
A war. And to be honest, I thought he lost. I thought my buddy won. Not even being biased, I really just believe. I mean, he dropped him twice in the first round. That's got to be a 10-8. Worst comes to worst, it was a draw. But I think the dude's a fucking stud. Like, I got a legitimate badass in front of me, and people are just like, oh, you're going to knock him out. Like, yeah, that's the plan. That's the goal. I definitely believe I can do it. I'm capable of it. But people don't understand, like, I'm still fighting fucking studs. Like, this dude's a stud. He may not be ranked. He was number 15. Or be very popular, so people just write him off. Like, oh, Sean's going to win. Which, I'm not mad at it, but I'm fighting
you've got like the dude doesn't have any range, right? Like you're gonna have like
I think I'm gonna have a little bit longer reach than him. I'm gonna be way fucking faster than him. And I believe he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I think he might try to grapple me a little bit. I think I'm gonna be able to keep the fight standing. It's in the big octagon, which is very helpful for me because I like to dance on people. I like to make people look stupid. I like dribbling on motherfuckers. You remember that? Blah blah blah. And then hit him with a 1-2. I like just entertaining and having fucking fun in there. So I think in this big cage, I think he's very, very fucking tough. I think I'm going to be a lot faster than him. And just my goal is to go in there and make someone look stupid. Make them not look like they belong in there with me.
Dude, I love that shit.
Yeah, fuck
dude,
yeah.
That got me all nervous and excited. And fuck,
Woo.
dude.
I know. I wish you're going to be there.
Dude, I'm a fucking fan, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
I'm a fan, bro.
Yeah.
You, fuck.
It always just like, like shooting texts back and forth and
Yeah.
like fucking Instagram shit. Dude, I get such a kick out of it. I'm like,
What was that thing? I sent you a message. Were you tracking
it was my meditation.
Okay, that's what I figued it
You
was.
sent him your meditation?
No, he
I
posted on his...
posted it on my Instagram story, and he goes, "What is this? How much time you spend jerking off?"
Dude, that's funny. So you're very consistent with your meditation?
Dude, big time.
Me
man.
too. I have to do it. It changes my life.
Yeah.
How often do you do it?
Every morning, 10 minutes every single morning, and then like I do a hot tub cold plunge every night. So I get my
Nice.
cold plunge. It's 41 degrees. I do it
Oh
every
shit,
night.
we're in Phoenix where they make the
The
ice
Morosco
baths.
Forge, the guys coming to the
yeah.
show tonight.
Let's
They
go.
wanted to meet up today. We should probably just go run and do an ice bath real quick.
It'll
I mean, maybe, dude. I don't know.
I want to get back to meditation though. You do it in the morning.
I do it twice a day.
Twice a day?
I do it when I wake up, no matter what, and then I do it at some point before I go to bed.
Yeah, dude. I swear it's such a simple thing to do, but it's so easy not to do it.
Well, dude, that's why I use that little app.
Yeah, it's
because
nice.
if heaven forbid, if I didn't do it for a day, I would have broken the streak.
Yeah, you're like fuck.
and I'm so protective of
Do you
my
do
streak.
like 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the morning?
I average 41 minutes total every day.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah,
The idea is
that's
like
good.
20 minutes twice a
That's
day.
nice. I definitely could up mine, and I should up mine. I do 10 in the morning. I have a little princess now, so it's like it's definitely harder, but I do make sure I do it every morning. I feel like it's just it sets you up for a good day, dude.
I believe it just plugs me into the universe, dude.
Yeah.
I really think, like, I got some crazy fucking beliefs about meditation.
Me too.
Yeah.
I preach it. I always like try to have a good message to people, but it's such a like I said, simple thing to do. Sit there, observe your thoughts, or just observe your breath, whatever you want to do. Just 10 minutes, fucking doing something like that, and it's powerful, dude. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
What's your take on doing like an ice plunge every night?
I do it every night, 3 minutes, 41 degrees, and it's fucking cold.
We got to get one, dude.
I have it's
Right.
called Plunge. It's not even a sponsor. They did send me one, but it's like it's so quality. It's a filtered. I keep it on all the time.
Yeah.
41 degrees. Get in there, 3 minutes, and it's just like you have
You sleep better.
Sleep so good, dude. But I get into my breath. I get so fucking high off my breath. Like I'm tripping sometimes. Like when I'm in there, like I'm like opening my eyes to make sure I'm like, am I still fucking here? But it's the mixture between the ice and the breathing is magic.
I was trying to do it every morning, dude. It's a game changer.
Oh, it's magical.
Man. Yeah. Are you brought a filmer, so you're putting out like vlog videos type deal?
Yeah, we try to stay consistent on YouTube. In camp, like outside of camp, we were doing like one every Wednesday. Inside of camp, it's like I don't do as much. I'm like, there's not really as much to record. Like some training sessions we record. Like I haven't done anything like came to someone's podcast at all in camp. So yeah, might as well bring Jay along, shoot some footage. The Nelk boys are actually coming into town tomorrow, and I'm gonna be on their podcast, which will be fucking cool.
Dope.
Nice.
Do you not?
Man, those fucking guys?
They're killing it.
They're killing it.
Unbelievable, dude.
They're killing it.
Their last video they posted last night was so fucking funny, dude. It was Salim and Kyle, and they posted and said, hey, do any girls want to pretend I'm their boyfriend and meet their parents? So they dress all hood gangsta and they meet these girls' parents, and it's the first time meeting the girls. And it's so fucking funny. I couldn't do it. I couldn't hold that face and like play along with that. They're good actors basically, but it was fucking funny, dude. I was howling.
Nice, dude.
What were you gonna say, Scott?
No, it's not important anymore. It's not. It's kind of weird now.
we're gonna say fucking haul ass to sugarshow.com. Sugarshow.co.
Someone already fucking
They charge by the letter.
Yeah, sugarshow.co.
Okay, sugarshow.co, sugarshop.co.
Yep, bring you the same site.
And on Instagram.
Instagram's Sean O'Malley UFC. Pretty sure. Wait. No, Suga Sean UFC.
If you just type in Sean O'Malley,
Some
it's gonna
people
come up with
I've
the
been
check.
messaged saying that I'm like shadow banned. Like you type in Sean O'Malley and they can't find me because I post weed stuff. I don't know. Instagram's very strict, so sometimes it's hard to find certain people. Like it's a real like shadow ban stuff's a real issue. Like I guess everyone said I'm shadow banned, but sometimes I fucking think I am because people have sent me like screenshots like you don't pop up when you type in Sean O'Malley. But yeah, I think Suga Sean MMA is actually my Instagram.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, fuck, man. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm a fan.
Dude, thank you, brother.
I'll be doing a show when you compete next. But like as I do. You know what a fucking fan
I'm gonna knock him out, and you're gonna go, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened?"
We'll watch him backstage.
You get a boner, maybe, but
Dude,
okay, Sean just knocked
so
him out.
funny, man. Like I was sitting next to Sean at the what is it,
yeah.
Adesanya Vittori
The
fight in
fight.
Phoenix.
I was so stoned, dude. When I first got there, I was tripping.
and I'm sitting there with I've got Fight Pass on my phone, listening to the commentary.
Right.
Like, wow.
Yeah, that shit was funny. I'm like, damn.
And it's with it comes with like a fucking 2-minute delay.
So you'll like tape Sean's fight and we'll watch it after the show
oh my God,
probably
dude,
or something.
Like when I'm doing a show, then after I get done performing, I come back and then I fucking
That's
watch it.
sweet.
on
Yeah.
Do you
video
stay away
again.
from Twitter and shit?
Oh my
Make
God,
sure?
dude! I will move Instagram off my homepage
That's a good
of my
idea.
phone.
Good. Just in case, because sometimes you click shit on it.
Inadvertently.
Dude, we were in Cancun
Yeah.
and I had a message from Sonny that was really funny, and I showed him on my watch. He's like,
No,
he thought I was showing him the stats of the fight. It's like
It
that.
does ruin it though if you know the outcome. It's like, fuck,
Dude.
I want to watch it.
Well, the best part was when you messaged Dana White, and you're like, dude.
When they started the contract with ESPN, and I come back to the hotel room after the show to watch the thing, and I go to the ESPN Plus on demand. The thumbnail for the fucking event would be the guy celebrating that he won.
Fuck.
And so I messaged Dana. I'm like, dude, I'm
gotta
coming.
fix
I'm
that
coming
shit.
to the fucking page because I want to watch it. And it's telling me,
Who are you,
and
Lauren?
so yeah, dude. So I got it fixed.
You're gonna? Oh no way! They actually
Yeah,
changed it.
Dana-
This was
Dan-
Steve-O law.
That's good.
That's the
Dana
Steve-O law.
he said, I just screenshotted this and sent it to the
That's
president of
fucking
ESPN
funny,
and the
dude.
number 2 at Disney, and it was fixed
That's
after that.
sweet. That's actually good. That was you probably saved a lot of people from going fuck.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Awesome, man. Well, dude, fucking thank you for breaking
Yes,
up your
thank you for
camp
having me
this.
come up.
Yeah, right on.
And,
That was fun.
Fuck yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
because I know we talked about it last time you were on our pod. You said next time you come down, we're doing the pod, and I was pumped
Dude,
for
I
it. So
love
yeah,
it,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, fucking hell yeah, everybody.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dudes. So let me tell you guys one thing that means so much to me. On this tour, I have met so many people who identified themselves to me as being part of the street team. I know I haven't said it in a while, but dudes, those of you who watch the whole podcast. Stick around to the very end. You do mean so much to me. And how about all the people who posted their fucking Spotify thing saying your number one podcast that you listened to the most was Steve-O's Wild Ride. You've listened to 70 some episode for a total of 5,000 minutes. I think you guys are hearing me say this. I love you. Thank you so much, man. I never knew podcasting was going to work out so well. I honestly didn't think my life would work out very well. And here, my life is pretty awesome, and I have you guys to thank for that. So, let's get on stage and kick some ass, and hopefully I see you on this bucket list tour. Yeah, dude.